Got it. Well, welcome tonight to the 2023 National Jamboree kickoff and question session. And we're just kind of getting the ball rolling here in our council, but need to get some more participants and hoping we can use this video to get us going. So my name is Matt Pigg. I'm the Scoutmaster of our Great Rivers Council contingent this year. And I'll introduce John Fapsitz, who you all know is our council executive and chief big guy. So welcome, John.
Thank you, Matt. Let's start off with a promotion video here of the National Jamboree.
That was awesome.
Well, I think that video definitely tells a story of all the great fun things that are there to offer at the National Jamboree. You know, whether it's flying down a mountain, ziplining across the sky, or aiming for something higher. National Jamboree is quite an experience. The theme for the 2023 National Jamboree is forward. It's a nod to kind of what's happening in scouting and our scout units coming out of the last couple of years, and reinforces scouting values. The Jamboree happens at the Summit Bechtel Reserve. This is in Beckley, West Virginia, site of the 2019 World Jamboree, the 2017 National BSA Jamboree, and the 2013 BSA National Jamboree. So BSA has a little bit of experience holding a Jamboree here at this location. It's a 10,000 acre property known as the Summit Bechtel Reserve, adjacent to another 70,000 acres of federally protected National River area. So it gives the Scouts quite an area to explore and play while they're at Jamboree. And just a little overview of what the location looks like. Summit Bechtel National Family Reserve, or just Summit Bechtel Reserve for short. You know, they're expecting 20,000 scouts and scouters over those 10 days there, you know, to participate in the stadium shows, the Pioneer Village, the adventure sports, whether it's patch trading and more. Such an incredible property, and sky's the limit. And Jamboree happens every 4 years. So it brings scouts from all over the country and world in to experience a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, there are different base camps there at the summit, A, B, C, and D, and each of those have participants staying in those different base camps, and each of our contingents are assigned a location. So for our Great Rivers Council, we'll be assigned a certain base camp, along with about 2,000 other participants from across the U.S. The action of really where the summit and things experience is what they call the Summit Center, the Scout Summit Center. This is where most of our scouts spend their daytime. This is where all the action's going on while in Jamboree, and even participating in that patch trading, which everyone gets into. But quite the amount of activities up in that location. You know, I've been to 2 Jamborees. I've had the fortunate experience to go visit the World Jamboree in 2019 and the National Jamboree in 2017 to experience it from just a day visitor for a couple of days, but can tell you firsthand the property and what it entails and the experiences there. You know, Jamboree's been around for over 85 years. 1937 was the first Jamboree. In fact, first Jamboree was scheduled for 35, but there was a little pandemic going on at that time that delayed Jamboree, just like our Jamboree being delayed in 2021 until 2023. So they're quite the experience in running a Jamboree in the BSA traditions. Matt, let you hop in here and talk about the experience and what they're in for. Matt, I think you're on mute there.
Sorry about that. I was just saying that this is my first jamboree as well. I didn't get to experience it as a youth, so looking forward to doing this. But I have attended a couple of national events through the Order of the Arrow, National Order of the Arrow Conference, and there's some similar stuff happening here. So anyway, there are some stadium shows, everybody's favorite patch trading all day long. There are going to be worship services depending on your they'll be based on your scouts religious preference. Merit badge, I don't know if they still call it the midway, but you can go and experience some of the things about with merit badges and actually earn merit badges there, and then scout camping. So just a I think it's going to be a scouting experience, times 100. Just summer camp really amped up. So hopefully that's what it's all about. Yep, stadium shows. At the national conference, the stadium shows are the big thing. So to see thousands and thousands of scouts getting all together, singing the same song, getting excited about the shows. That's what these are all about. Typically, there'll be some kind of big name there, or at least one of the shows, and get us all amped up. Sometimes the president shows up, so we'll just see what happens. Patch trading, that pretty much goes without explanation, and that's part of scouting. We'll take patches. We'll have patches from our council that we'll be able to take out there and trade with people from all over the country, and it's a great way, all over the world really. It's a great way to meet other people and have some really cool memorabilia at the end of the day. And by the way, that is monitored by adults, so make sure that there's a fair patch training going on. Then the promise of the adventure. That's what Summit's all about. The giant rock climbing opportunities. There's skateboarding, BMX biking, all the shooting sports, whitewater rafting, just everything that we've ever promised that you could do in a high adventure situation is available at Summit, and will be available during this jamboree. And then the Summit Center is like what John was saying, is where all the action's happening. There's going to be a lot of walking going on from place to place, but hopefully not as much as when you're in the Summit Center. It'll be just kind of compact, but there'll be a lot of action happening there. What are the opportunities they have listed here? It's the home of the Gateway Village. The Summit Center is the hub of the entire reserve. See the statue of one of our benefactors down here. There's other merit badge opportunity. This is typically where you find the vendors giving away all the swag. The Energy Bridge, Sustainability Treehouse. It says that all the scouting you can handle, exclamation point. So that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Goodrich Lake is nearby, and Boulder Cove, which has the climbing and rappelling on the rocks, is also nearby.
It's pretty fun. It's the outdoor, the climbing, Boulder and Cove, and the climbing and rappelling. It is the largest man-made climbing facility in the U.S. It is quite extreme in the amounts of, you can climb all day with auto belay devices. It's quite impressive to see that firsthand. And the lake is right nearby. Yeah, you'll see scouts out there on canoes and kayaks, out there fishing, fly fishing, all located right there at the Summit Center.
Action Central.
Absolutely.
And then what would a scout camping experience be without some aquatic adventures, and the summit doesn't disappoint. There's whitewater available. John mentioned fishing. All of I know that all the staff out there are some of the best in the country for fishing. They have to be certified in order to do that. Opportunities for some of these kids to catch fish bigger than they could ever dream of. Sailboating, just you name it, it's all out there.
You know, the summit's lucky to be right there, as I mentioned, next to a 70,000 acre wildlife preserve, and the New River Gorge being located right there. And a couple years ago, I had the experience and the opportunity to go white water rafting on the New River, and quite an experience. It's my first time ever doing whitewater rafting, and you're definitely on the edge of your raft the entire time going down the New River. So that was definitely one of the highlights when I went out there and got to do that opportunity.
Merit badges. If your scout is interested in advancement, which I'm sure most of them are, there's going to be opportunities to work on merit badges throughout the Jamboree. They'll just, the literature says that they're going to be laced throughout. So no sign up necessary. The scout just needs to show up and get ready to learn. And there's a pretty good opportunity that they could come home with several new merit badges that they had no opportunity or no idea that they were going to earn by going out to Jamboree. So be some good experiences there. Camp life, just like any other scout camp, we're going to be living in tents, and this is not like any other average scout camp though, because we're going to be living in a ginormous tent city with lots of tents that look the same, and just a whole lot of people in there. Let's see, so this is obviously, kind of the central area, residential area. So scouts will congregate there. There'll probably be patch trading happening in there. And then, the scout type stuff. There's if your scout wants to bring their instrument, there's a band. So it'll be the Jamboree band, and I'll tell you, with the Jamboree band, there'll probably be a cool Jamboree band patch. So for all you patch collectors, that's a good opportunity. And you'll probably have to give up some of your program time to go practice, but it could be worth it all to get one patch that there's only 50 of for the entire Jamboree. And then the best part of all this is that the fellowship and the camaraderie that happens, because everybody's together having fun, doing some common stuff, and you'll make friends that will be lifelong friends because of it.
Absolutely. The sub camps have their own activities and own programs as well, and every night can have its own sub camp programs, or you got stadium shows going on over in the Summit Center. So inside those sub camps, like I said, they have their own life and experience of what's going on in there. And of course, you're camping amongst your scouts from the contingent, from the Great Rivers Council contingent here, camping with them. But you're going to be right next to another contingent that could be from New York, could be from Montana, or anywhere in between. So the great experience there in the base camps. Yeah, let me speak a little bit on the Jamboree service team. I know that's always an opportunity for those that can't make Jamboree as a participant, but want to go out and volunteer as well. They do pay their own way to go to Jamboree as well, but instead of as a participant, they're sitting there as the service team. So there are options available. If you go to the jamboree.scouting.org, you can learn more information about being on the staff. So don't take our words on some of the stuff at the summit in terms of all the exciting things that are going on. Here's a quick little video and some testimonial for some scouts that were just at the summit.
If you like having fun, and if you like adventure and trying new things, the Jamboree is the best place to do it. Go hard! Go hard! Get back to the gear, the blood, the sweat, the tears. Go hard! Go hard! Listen to the pain, it's ours for the taking. Go! If you're deciding to come to the Jamboree, it's awesome. You get to do stuff like this. It is such a great experience for anyone who wants to get outside and do stuff. Everybody seems to come off smiling out there like, yeah, this is awesome.
If you're coming to Jamboree and you want high up in the air, fun, while testing yourself, go to the ropes course.
If you're gonna come to the Jamboree, I recommend the skate park 100%.
Go hard, yeah, fight through the fear, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. Go hard, pressing through the pain, it's ours for the taking. Here we go, 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 here we go. Go hard, yeah, fight through the fear, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. Go hard, pressing through the pain, it's ours for the taking. Here we go, here we go.
Man, I think I just want to sign up and go right now myself.
If you like having
That looked pretty exciting. It's a high energy scout action happening out there. So I'll speak on our council contingent. Like I said earlier, I am the scoutmaster, so really that's nothing more than I'm just going to kind of be the adult figurehead of our unit. It's going to take several adult leaders, and we have several folks working in the background already to make this jamboree happen for our contingent. Interesting note that the council south of us doesn't have a contingent, so we're going to help them along. Some of those folks in Mozart Trails are going to go with us and make our contingent that much stronger. So the information you need is basically right there in front of you. The 2023 Jamboree doesn't have there's no quota on adults, so we can take as many as adults as would like to go, and hopefully go as an assistant scoutmaster, part of the contingent leadership. But you can also just go as a participant, is one of the options. And then youth have to be a member of a Scouts BSA unit, 12 years old by July 19th of next year, and has not reached their 23rd birthday or 21st birthday by August 1st of next year. So I guess would be the end of the Jamboree term. So that's that.
You know, you take a look at our contingent. You know, we are departing Columbia from the Scouting Adventure Center there on the 18th. Because it's over 10 hours, we have to spend the night somewhere else. So we have got arrangements with Camp Crooked Creek, just south of Louisville and Shepherdsville, Kentucky, where we'll camp overnight. I think we'll be in lodges, so no camping, but we'll be in lodges. You know, we'll depart for the summit the very next day on the 19th, and then we'll be there all the way up through the 28th, having so much fun and experiencing the Jamboree. We'll depart there on the 28th and start heading back home. But again, because of the 10-hour drive, staying back at Camp Crooked Creek on our way back, just there south of Louisville, and arrive back into Columbia on the 29th, sometime that morning. So it's a little longer with transportation to and from, but definitely required for what scouting requires. So
Yep, we'll follow scouting policies all the way there. Let's see, that's the nuts and bolts. So unfortunately, the early bird, I guess, discount from National is already expired. So it costs the full payment now. So it's $24.15 per person, and we're hoping to bring that cost down by bringing more people on board, and then doing some fundraising throughout this. So I do have some experience with fundraising for these kinds of trips, so we're going to try to do some of that, and try to make it cheaper for everybody. But worst case scenario right now, we're talking about $2,400 a person, and that's going to include all the goodies. So you got the travel, the Jamboree fees, all the swag that the Jamboree includes, and then we have some council swag as well, including transportation, We'll take care of food going out there. There's a small fee we have to pay the camps to use them, and then we'll all have the matching insignia and stuff on our uniforms, duffel bags, all that Jamboree stuff that you'll see on eBay right after the Jamboree.
That's right. You get quite a bit built in. All your food, your lodging, transportation, the big old duffel bag, the day pack, as Matt said. All this stuff. This is a zero net margin for anybody. It's just we're passing all the exact costs right on to our participants in terms of what it costs. And this is the bare bone cost. And we're hoping, like Matt said, if we get a few more participants signed up, we can lower the cost. But this is passing everything back onto the participants and keeping everything within reason on pricing. So get quite a bit for your money and the experience, just as you would by going out to Philmont for a 10-day trek as well, or sea base or anything else. So there is a payment schedule set up as well. We'll be sending information out for all those who have already signed up, along with billing for anybody. So an initial deposit would like to get made here at the middle of this month of November, and then a payment schedule on the 1st of $250 all the way up through next May, being at $350, and then June at $350 plus the additional $215, which was after the early bird fee. So that's kind of the payment schedule, and some people have already paid in full, which is great. But if you need the payment schedule, probably like a lot of people do, there are fundraising opportunities. There is still popcorn and burgers left to be able to sell, and camp cards this coming spring that is giving 50% commission on popcorn, 65% commission on camp cards. So should be plenty of opportunities to help fund and earn your own way to Jamboree.
Right.
We have a website with a lot of information on the Jamboree, grcbsa.org /national-bsa-jamboree, where all this information is. So if you're looking for information, or even just trying to send it to some friends in your unit or the scout leaders, this is a great place to start. And Matt's contact information is on that webpage as well, myself, and then Bill Corwin, who's a volunteer helping us organize the Jamboree for this coming year. So, of course, registration is open by going to jamboree.scouting.org. You do need your BSA membership ID that you would log into your MyDOT Scouting account, so you need to make sure you know what that is. If not, you can call your local council service center and get that number from our staff, or if you're down in Springfield, from their staff there. So you have to have that account to be able to register. Once registration is done, it's all done electronic. That will come into our office, where we can then approve those registrations that come through and start get you on the communication loop with our leadership for Jamboree. There is some information on the national pages as well at jamboree.scouting.org. They've got additional Q&A about Jamboree. There's, of course, so much social media stuff that they're pushing out as well. And so definitely follow on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and stay up to date with all the Jamboree stuff coming from the national organization. Excellent. Well, thank you. There's Matt's information on the screen as well, his email address, and of course, stay up to date on our council website as well if you're looking for more information. So thank you for attending, and hope to see you register for our 2023 National Jamboree. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.